Beating the Spread Special Bowl Edition. We're going to pick the top 5 bets for this weekend's bowl games. That is from Friday night up until Sunday or late Saturday night when the last game's played. I'm Mike Goodpaster. This is the Grueling Truth Sports Network, and the Grueling Truth, as always, is powered by betting.net. So make sure you check out betting.net. I live in Indiana. If I go to betting.net to look for a place to bet the Bahamas Bowl, then I'm going to go to betting.net because they're going to give me where I can legally do that in my own state. So make sure you check them out. It's a huge help to find the best place to basically bet on any sports you want. All right, guys, we are at bowl season. Not the same as when I was a kid. Back in the 70s and 80s, I thought bowl season was cool as hell. But now with the 14 playoff, you got all the guys that aren't going to play, which I don't blame any of them because if you got, $1 million contract waiting on you in the NFL, why do you want to get hurt in a meaningless bowl game in front of what is usually a sparsely packed crowd, I guess? But we're going to go ahead and look at our best bets here. We got the Bahamas Bowl, and the only way to make the Bahamas Bowl interesting is probably to bet money on it. And when you look at this, you've got the Toledo Rockets against the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. Middle Tennessee is kind of the issue I have with bowl games. The Toledo Rockets are a good football team. Middle Tennessee is 6-6. Why should they be rewarded? Why do we reward mediocrity? But we already know what that reason is, and that's money. Now, the Toledo Rockets were just a few plays away from a remarkable season as they lost 4 one-score games. They gave Notre Dame all they could handle early on in the season, and freshman quarterback DeQuan Finn ended the regular season on a hot streak. In his last 2 games, he was combined 44 for 64 for 677 yards, 8 touchdowns, and no picks. That was over the last 3 games. The Rockets also have a fantastic defense, which should give the Blue Raiders trouble. Middle Tennessee is one of those 6-6 teams I was just talking about, mediocrity. They have issues on offense as they're down to their third-string quarterback, and the Rockets are simply the better team. I love this spread because I know it's a lot of points, but I think Toledo will win this game, and they'll win it easily. So I would say take your money, bet it on the Toledo Rockets, give the 10 points, and I think you'll be in pretty good shape. Now, next up, we get the Boca Raton Bowl, which is the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers against the Appalachian State Mountaineers. Now, I really love this matchup, and the big question for App State is, can they start faster than what they usually do? They have a tendency as a team to start off games slow. The Hilltoppers, on the other hand, start fast, play fast the whole game. Almost beat Indiana, which ended up not being a big deal since Indiana went 2-10. But they also, the week after they played Indiana, gave Michigan State all they could handle, really outplayed Michigan State, but turnovers and special teams cost them the game. Now, if the Hilltoppers could get off to that fast start and the Mountaineers get off to their normal slow start, that could be a killer in this game. Now, the interesting player here to watch is Western Kentucky quarterback Bailey Zappi, Z-A-P-P-E. He needs 4 touchdown passes to tie the all-time FBS single-season mark of 60 set in 2019 by Joe Burrow. Now, the one concern is that WKU has lost both coordinators to other jobs. The schemes will stay the same. I think Zappi will be the difference here. I think you're going to get a small upset. I'm going to take Western Kentucky into 3 points here, and I think Zappi's the guy we really got to look at as we get closer and closer to the NFL draft. He could be a real dark horse in this because really, let's face it, the quarterbacks coming out in the draft, nobody really blows me away, and I'm really interested to see what Zappi does in this bowl game, and hopefully he'll play in one of the North-South games, East-West games. We get to see a little bit more of him against better competition. Next up, we've got the New Mexico Bowl, which is the Utep Miners against Fresno State. Now, when I look at this, typically this is an easy pick, as Fresno State is easily the better team in this game. The issues are the loss of Fresno head coach Kalen DeBoer, who took the Washington job, and questions also surround starting quarterback Jake Haener, who put his name in a transfer portal and later changed his mind. Will he start this game for Fresno is a big question right now. But even with those questions surrounding Fresno, the simple fact that Utep was manhandled when they played better teams this year tells me I'm going to go and give the 11.5 points here, and I'm going to take Fresno State. I think Fresno State is just a better football team, and even if they have to go with their backup quarterback, I expect them to cover this spread. Next up, we've got the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. Now, let me ask you this. What in the hell has the world come to that there is a bowl game named after Jimmy Kimmel? What has Jimmy Kimmel ever done? I don't even think the guy's that funny. But the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl, it still blows my mind that a bowl game is named after Jimmy Kimmel. Too bad we didn't have the Johnny Carson Bowl back in '75. You could have played it at the Rose Bowl. Now, I think also the fact that Jimmy Kimmel has his name on bowl games tells us that maybe bowl games should be done away with and maybe stretch the tournament field for the college football to 16 or 32. Now, let's talk about the game. Oregon State loves to run the ball and control the game's tempo. On the other hand, Utah State has a high-paced, high-octane offense. When you put all those factors in, I like the Beavers to win the game, but the point spread here worries me big time. I think the Beavers should be favored by 4 or 5, and I think 7 is a considerable number in this game. Utah State's a good football team. I think they've gotten better as the year went on. Oregon State kind of hit and miss all year. They went 7-5. They lost to Oregon towards the end of the season. Oregon beat them, I think, 38-29 or 39-28. So in this game, I'm going to take Utah State plus 7. I'm not going to bet them to win the game, but I am going to go plus 7, take the points here. Now, I will say on the game I told you before, Western Kentucky at plus 3, I would highly consider betting that game straight up because I think the quarterback from Western Kentucky is going to blow a lot of people's minds in that game. All right, guys, next up, we've got the New Orleans Bowl. That is the Louisiana Raging Cajuns, ranked 23rd in the country, are 5-point favorites over the Marshall Thundering Herd. Now, this to me is the best matchup on this weekend's slate of games. Marshall enters this matchup ranked 27th in the country in scoring, 12th in passing, and is more than capable of testing Louisiana's terrific defense. Louisiana, of course, will be without Coach Billy Napier, who left for greener pastures in Florida. Marshall running back Rasheen Ali ranks among the nation's best rushers with 1,241 yards and tied for the national lead with 20 touchdowns on the ground. This pick has excellent value, as I think it should be a 2 or 3 point spread. But because of that value pick, I'm going to go with Marshall and the Thundering Herd here. I'm going to take the 5 points, and I'm going to feel pretty good about it because I think Marshall's a solid football team. I think Louisiana is better than a solid team. And to tell you the truth, if Billy Napier was still there, the entire staff was on board, I would probably lean towards Louisiana, but not by that much. I think Marshall has a very good quarterback. They've got an excellent running back. The game's being played in Louisiana, which is a heads up there for them too. I think Louisiana may win this game by a point or two, but I'm going to take the Marshall Thundering Herd and the 5.5 points here. I really like that spread. Now remember, the Guerrilla True Sports Network, brought to you by Betting.net, and Betting.net compares the best online casinos. Sit back, relax, and play the top online slots, pokers, and table games. And also, remember with Betting.net, they find you the best promotions, offers, and bonus codes so you don't have to. Head over to their website now to take advantage of things like free bets and matching deposits. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I will be back probably next Monday to look at the best picks coming up for Monday through Friday during the bowl season. Make sure you check me out there. Make sure you follow me at Grueling Truth. But for now, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been watching and listening to The Grueling Truth, where the legends